Hello, welcome back to Instead of Working. This is week 6, and I'm mixing it up a little bit. I'm just going willy-nilly here. I don't have any notes. I don't have anything written down. I'm not reading off a teleprompter. This is just me sitting in front of a camera. Week 6 was supposed to be something about AI and education and how it's totally irrelevant to go get a college degree or something. I don't know. But I had this whole 52-week plan that I was going to follow. And I'm starting to second guess that as a plan forward. And I'll get to all the reasons why I've kind of landed that I think it's time to change things up already. But I think it's important to get the backstory. So I'm going to talk about the very core seed that was planted a year and a half or almost 2 years ago. I don't know how long ago for this channel and for this concept was me. I have another channel that's relatively successful. It's called Bike Farmer. A lot of you are from there watching here. And, it's fixing bikes like Bob Ross paints paintings. And it's moderately successful. But I've been doing it for 2.5 years and I'm kind of limited. I painted myself into a corner on what I can talk about or what's interesting there. And I have a lot more to say. And one thing that I always thought that I could give to the world is my philosophy on work and what it means and how I have monetized my favorite thing to do, which is fix bicycles and build bicycles. And I've been able to monetize that in various ways, which have led to content creation. And I've been saying for a while now that I think I have more freedom in my life than anybody that I know. And I've been calling it freedom, and I think I've learned now through this project that really what I'm talking about is agency. I make my own decisions. I don't really answer to anybody except the tax man and the banker. I have bills to pay just like anybody else, and I'm not independently wealthy. I depend on the income to live, but I live pretty comfortably and have a lot of free time or more leisure time than just about anybody I know. I can take vacations when I want. I'm totally self-reliant. Well, not totally. Nobody's totally self-reliant, but I don't have an employer. I don't have a boss. The things that normal people have, that structure that I believe, and I've always believed is a false sense of security. I don't have it. For many years, my wife was pretty much self-employed too, so we were buying our own health insurance and all of that. It's just, we made it work. And I just think that is valuable. So I wanted a second channel because nobody on Bike Farmer is really going to care. I talk about it a little bit in my videos here and there, and I know some people are living vicariously through me because of those reasons. But to be more specific, I thought I'm going to have a whole second channel where it's just me doing the random other things I do in my life, projects, and talk about things. And I didn't know what it would be that I talk about. If it's the state of the world or politics or bicycles or golf or family, just anything. And I thought, hey, that's a channel, but it's not really. And so I tried it and it nothing was sticky. So it went dormant for like 8 months until I was looking to make some merch for the Bike Farmer channel and wanted a Bike Farmer t-shirt that looked like an old 80s heavy metal t-shirt. So I got on Gemini. Google Gemini 3 had just come out, and I prompted it, generate me an image like that, right? And what it spit back, well, first of all, it was Nano Banana popped up. I'm like, what the hell is Nano Banana? And that's Google's image generation AI bot model. And what it gave me was so much better than I had expected, because the last time I did it was 8 months prior, and it was AI slop with 10 fingers on one hand. And, the words would be they would look like cryptograph or hieroglyphics or something. But this was totally legible and very good looking, cartoonish, awesome thing. And I couldn't believe it. And it got me thinking. And so I started prompting more and getting answers like, where's this headed and what's happened? And oh my goodness, I'm blown away. And next thing you know, I'm having a conversation with this bot and I'm asking questions and it's giving me some advice and turning me on, to new things. And I'm like, well, can you help me design this channel? I want to have a second YouTube channel. And it was like, here are all the ideas. And I'm like, those are all really good ideas. And then I was like, let's do an experiment where we just start a channel. And you tell me how and the best way to do it. And I follow your advice. And then I'll document it. And that'll be my new channel. And then, and it was, of course, oh, great, here's 52 video ideas. And I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. And it wanted, it kind of got off track. And then I thought, what's way more interesting is all the things I'm learning about AI and how it's going to change work and change labor. And I started telling it, like, I don't really have a job and this and that. And it was like, that's an idea for a channel. And I was like, called Instead of Working. And it just clicked. Like, I'm like, I already have the channel. We can just do that. So I said that, and they're like, here's what you do. 52 weeks. Boom, 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 go. And that was the beginning of December. So over the next 2.5 weeks or so, I started thinking about that introduction video and scripting it and outlining it and going back. And I just used AI as a writing partner for that process. It was my words, but there's structure kind of thing by the end of it. And I put that video out, and it was a banger. It was so much, it was huge. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe how popular it was. It just really shocked me. And I learned about hype on YouTube. People were hyping it. It was number 44 in the nation. It's up to, 400,000 views. I haven't looked. It's a lot. It was wildly popular. No, it's probably only 250. Anyway, I'm like, see, honey, I am good at this. So, I had some really good positive feedback and moved forward with the second video, which I learned that a lot of people were way more skeptical about AI and its capabilities and how it's going to change the world than, the bot that I was talking to or the little bit of research that I did or myself. It just seems plausible to me that this technology is going to advance rapidly and it's going to get better. If it went from there to there in 8 months and blew my mind and it's exponential, where's it going to be in 8 more months? And that's what I was going off of. But a lot of people are like, no, I work on this stuff and it's garbage and it'll never be good and blah, blah, blah. I don't believe you guys, but just because I don't believe any of that, I do think this is going to change humanity forever. I've landed there. I decided to put a video out giving the skeptics a voice. And so I did. And it too was super popular. Not quite as popular, but very popular. And, I had 20,000, 25,000 subs now, but 20,000 subs just about in 2 weeks. That's insane. I just didn't expect that. So I was off to the races. Week 3, I don't even remember what it was about, but it flopped. I think people thought it was too AI-y, too perfect, too cut and dry. So week 4, I decided to mix it up big time and try to ad-lib off of an outline with I was kind of copying what I saw some David Shapiro videos that he was doing it that way. I was just riffing off of it, trying to accomplish the same thing, and it was terrible. So bad I've taken it down because I was embarrassed by it. And then last week, I was really happy with that script. I thought it said exactly what I wanted to. And then the packaging, I leaned really into the Marx was right about everything, or Karl Marx was right about everything, because I was riffing off the stupid Trump hats. Anyway, I remember what week 3 was. I totally went off the rails and I gave like the whole history of right-wing propaganda in America and Rush Limbaugh and all that, because I'm really struggling with what's happening in Minneapolis right now. And, it's a whole nother issue, which has kind of gotten me to where I'm at. So, needless to say, I've been trying to recreate the lightning in a bottle from those first 2 videos, and I failed. And I don't know why, but I suspect and I get the feeling that it's because what I'm trying to do here is being done better by a lot of other people that are way more knowledgeable. They truly are experts. They've been at it for years. They can just speak off the cuff with all these big words and understand them, whereas I'm like, I have to read off a script because I don't know this stuff. I'm just learning as we go. and it's just not translating through this format. So here I am, and I was trying to come up with a good video idea for this week, and nothing was sticking. And I even had a somewhat of a script going this morning, and I had to bail on it. I really like the idea of tax the robots. Like, I want everybody with a tax the robots bumper sticker. I want to wear the t-shirt this summer, and I want that to be my thing. But I don't know how to get there because it's already called Instead of Working. And what am I going to do? Make the same video over and over and over again? And that's what it's feeling like. Anyway, last week I did the whole Marxism, and, Karl Marx really did kind of predict all of this. And there's a lot to be learned there, but, if you say Marx, it triggers everybody. And the comments on that video, and the comments have been pretty good, but even on that first video, like a lot of like conspiracy theorists and people that just are chronically online and really skeptical and toxic. And it's just not what I want to be part of. That's not what I thought that I could attract people that would be more like me, just a normal person that is interested in this and wants to, get people involved so we move forward in the right direction. Not this like fighting in the comments, crazy conspiracy theory stuff that we're just so inundated with. And I talk about the post-truth world. I talk about that in the Truthing Stand, these little segments in my bike videos. And it was just more of that, and I hate it. And that's why I put out week 3, is because it's like we've got a whole, politically we're divided on, not if the facts are correct or not. It's like, are facts even real? Everybody's gaslighting everybody. And it's scary as hell when you start thinking about this AI stuff to me. And I don't want to just create another space where there's more room for that kind of crap. So that happened. And I was thinking about that all week. And I was talking to my wife about it. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to, talk to the camera and say it out loud and just kind of put it out there. So that's what I'm doing. And then, what is it? It's Wednesday right now. So Monday, Nate Hagens. And I don't know, either up there or in the description, I'll link to his video this week. But Nate Hagens is a guy I've been watching out of, he was a professor in Minneapolis at U of M, and I think he lives in Wisconsin now or somewhere near the Mississippi River on the border in the country. And he's got some really big, wide boundary worldview analysis from an ecological standpoint about all this stuff. He doesn't talk about AI a lot, but he just put out a video saying, I'm not an AI expert, but Dario Amodei, the CEO of Anthropic, just put out an essay. It's like 20,000 words. It's huge, about the state of AI and warning us that we are in a technological adolescence right now, and we're about to become adults, and there's going to be this transition period, and we're not ready for it, and it's coming. And he's saying like 1 to 3 years. I think Demis Hassabis, there's also another video, I guess I'll post up here, down there or something. The two of them at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, a couple weeks ago. Really interesting conversation they were having, really in alignment on a lot of things, these big ideas that I'm trying to talk about here. They don't get into the nuts and bolts economics of things, not quite like the David Shapiro or somebody else. I got it right here. Peter Joseph is another one who can just like talk about this stuff. I mean, these guys are so smart. And Nate Hagens is another one. And he's got really clear ideas and thoughts as a professor on the ecological aspect of this, which is bigger than any of it, to be frank. And actually his videos are called Franklies, where he's just, frankly, this is how it is. And he's not wrong. But I'm like, this guy is saying everything I want to say better than I'm able to say it. Why don't I just tell everybody to watch his video, which I'd love to do. So do it. And go check out those other guys. Yeah. So all of that has happened. And now what with this channel? I do still want to continue to do these think pieces because I learn from them. I think it's interesting. I do want to continue my sharing with you about my life and the choices I've made and how I've gotten here and the struggles along the way and that sort of thing. If you think it's interesting, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's interesting. You know, I got a siren going off. We have more sirens in this town right by the interstate. So whenever there's a crash or something on the interstate, our sirens go off and our emergency responders head out of town. Anywho, so I want to know what you want to see more of and what you want to see less of. And yeah, does any of this make sense? I guess. And do I really need to do one a week? Is this just a pet project? Is this just a catch-all for the things I want to say and do that aren't right for Bike Farmer? Not only that, Bike Farmer's been doing really well lately. I've gained I've had some changes there that have really kind of busted things wide open, and I'm excited about it. And we're coming into the spring season, and things are going to turn around. So I want to focus on that. That's my main jam. You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe this would become my main jam, and it's the winter, and this is when I ideate and try new things. So I guess I'm rambling on. Let me know in the comments, please. Give me some feedback so I can guide the ship in the right direction. And let me know if you saw that essay from Dario. I haven't read it, but I've seen the video, and then I was ideating with it. I was using Claude to kind of pick through some of it and have a response. And, the response is tax the robots. Like, how are we going to tax the robots? How are we going to sell it politically? Also, it's like blatantly obvious that the Scandinavian countries and Singapore are so set. I don't know why America can't just become like Singapore. I mean, well, probably because we're not a tiny island with, a million rich people, but, like, it is pretty authoritarian, but it's one of the freest markets on the planet and the least corrupt governments. I mean, it's amazing how well it functions, and people are happy there. There's so many. This whole AI thing, it just opens up so many big picture ideas of like, what is freedom, what is liberty, what is work, what is value. All of it, and that's just really fascinating to me. So maybe I'll just kind of make videos like this periodically, hopefully with something more interesting going on in the background than my living room and sirens, if you can even hear them. I don't know if you can hear them or not. With that, I'm leaving you. 18 minutes is way too much rambling, especially when I'm saying pretty much absolutely nothing. Thank you so much for watching and commenting if you do, instead of working. I'll see you next week.